Welcome to another Keane tier list video. If you missed the first one, please go and check that out first, because in that video I ranked or rated all of the Keane songs that featured on their 5 studio albums, as you can see on the screen here. But those of you that did watch the first video may notice some differences, because since that video I've listened to Keane quite a lot, had a long journey at the weekend and listened to Keane on loop, and I can't rate any Keane songs below B. Everything is B and above. So I had 4 songs in C tier. They've all been promoted to that B tier. A few have moved up to A. A few more have moved up to S. Tim tier, the top tier, Tim rice-oxley tier, that has remained untouched. Still those 5 in there. Now in this video, I'm going to rate all of Keane's B-sides and extra songs. Some unofficial sort of released songs as well, the likes of New One, Emily. I'm going to be rating them in this video as well, or ranking them. So yeah, hopefully enjoy it. If you do, please leave a like, and thanks for all the feedback on the last video. The reason why I'm making this is because there was enough of you that said, yeah, I'd like to see another video. So here it is. So here we go then. I have adjusted the previous tier list that I found. I've put all of the Keane songs that I'm not going to be ranking in this video at the bottom, all the ones at the top. Now there are some live songs and remixes and things that I've not included in this tier list. I'm focusing on actual Keane songs. Apart from Inch and Denshin, that's the only cover song that I'm going to be doing, because it was released on Night Train, so it was like a proper official release. I know there are other covers that have officially been recorded and released by Keane, but we're not going to focus on that. We're focusing on their actual songs. And there was someone that fed back that they would have preferred me to do the songs in order in the last video, like in album order. But I'm still not going to do that. I quite like my approach of just randomly chatting to you about these songs and whatever pops into my head. So I've once again not gone below D tier. There is one song that is definitely in D tier for me, and we're going to start with that. We're not starting on a positive, I'm afraid. It is, where is it? Into the Light. Into the Light. Hopefully I've not missed anything here. Potentially I've missed a song. I hope I haven't. Yeah, Into the Light, which is a demo with Tim singing. It was released on Hopes and Fears Deluxe 5th Anniversary Edition. And it just, I think if it was officially recorded in the studio with Tom singing, or even Tim singing, but just properly recorded, maybe it would be a C or above. But it's just very ploddy. Boom, 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 boom. I don't know. There's still some joy I can get out of that song, as with every single Keane song I can find a positive in it. I think lyrically it's interesting. And D is still not a bad score. If I was thinking of it at a score out of 100, I'm saying Tim tier is like 99 or 100 out of 100. S tier is 95, A 90, B 80, C 70 and above, and D sort of 60 to 70 then. So it's still not a bad score, but that's probably my least favourite Keane song. So we're starting with that. Let's move on to something positive. The Night Sky. I'm going to do it. For me, recently, it has become a top tier Keane song. So it's going in Tim tier. It's always been at least an A, possibly an S, when I first listened to it. It's one of the first Keane songs I listened to, actually, because I became a fan around the time that The Night Sky was released, and I remember watching that video. It's such an important message, but just musically, it is sensational. And I love Tim's backing vocals at the end. I also really love the demo. So of course there's loads of versions of some of these songs. There's demo versions, which I'm not going to be ranking, but I'm sort of bundling them all together. So I'm thinking of The Night Sky as a package, the official release, the demo version, there was the radio edit version I think as well. It's all combined to make it's Tim tier. And I listened to the demo the other day in the car. It is really, really good. I love Tim's demo, but the actual official release, even better. Tim tier. Okay, let's go on to Closer Now. Now, I love the electronic version of this. I'm not going to say demo version, because I think It's just an alternative version they recorded when they went over to France and did all those recordings in a sort of an electronic style with James Sanger. And I really love that version. I like the other version that we probably hear. You probably, well, if you're a Keane fan, you probably know Closer Now, but you may not know there's two versions. But I really like the electronic version, and for that version, if I'm scoring that version, it's definitely A, not quite S. I'm going to put it in A tier. I really like Closer Now. A song written by Tom, by the way. Another song written by Tom, Rubbernecking, the first ever Keane song to feature on the radio. I think it was XFM that played it in 1999. It's unusual, and that I can actually enjoy that song. I like long songs. It's got an interesting vibe. It's still C tier, and that's still a decent score. Every Keane song, I like every Keane song. I kind of like Into the Light. If I didn't like it, I would have put the F tier in this tier list video, and it would be down there. But it's enough. It's got enough about it to be in D tier, and the same with Rubbernecking. It's got enough about it to be in C tier. Let's go on to Snowed Under, a classic Keane song, which didn't quite make it onto Hopes and Fears, despite having the lyrics Hopes and Fears in it. One of the best B-sides, and it is S tier. I think lyrically it's a fantastic song. It's not my favourite B-side by Keane, but I think it still is an S tier, top tier song. I mean, Tim tier's top tier, but usually when you do tier lists, S tier's top tier. But so yeah, the Tim tier's is like exceptionally unbelievable, like Tim Rice-Oxley himself. Going to move on to something from Night Train EP. Let's go Vision Denshin. I'm going to put it in C. It's a cover, so we have to. It's an unusual cover. I don't think they should have released it on Night Train. Really, it could have been a nice quirky B-side, for a I don't know, My Shadow single with Ishin Denshin as the B-side or something. It's still C though. It's still something fun about it. It's just so unusual. It's just such a quirky release, isn't it? Clear Skies, I really like. Really great song, and it's close to being S tier. Yeah, I'm going to put it in A. I might move it up to S. If I listen to it right now, it probably convinced me to put it up to S. So I think I'm going to put it in S for that reason, because I know if I listened to it right now, it would move. But I think I'd say that with every single song here. I'll probably listen to Into the Light right now and put it in C tier. That's the thing. Okay, an old song. Now, some of you will know these three songs: Morsel, Pot of Gold, All I Was. Not really available to listen to unless you've got a particular DVD, which was there's a DVD of some recordings at the Bull and Gate from 1999, 2000, 2001, all merged together. And Pot of Gold, I think, was played all three, and All I Was and Morsel at one or two of the shows. Really early songs, possibly one of these, two of these, three of these, maybe they might have all been written by Dominic Scott, ex-Keane member. Pot of Gold I like. It is certainly at least a B tier song for me. I really like it. The other two are C tier. They're fine. They're guitar-y. They're enjoyable, but they're certainly not good enough for B tier for me. But Pot of Gold, I really like that song. It would be great to have like an official release of that at some point, I think. Let's go for a more recent song, and Seafog, the other version, the alternative version. Now, I did say earlier on that I'm not including demos and things, alternative versions, but there's an exception of this song because I think it's pretty different to the actual version released on Strangeland, and I did talk about it in the first video. And I like Seafog. It's a B tier song for me. But this version is S tier. I think it's fantastic. And I understand why they didn't put it on Strangeland. Maybe it didn't quite fit as well as the other, the version we know. But when they released this for the 10th anniversary of Strangeland, it blew me out the water. I love it. I really, really enjoy the ending. It's just pretty epic. The brass, I love brass. And it's a special version of that song. I like the bridge as well. It kind of gives a bit of hope to the song. I think that, like saying, think it can be all right. So that's why I'm going to put that in S, for all those reasons, really. Another more recent release, although a very old song, Wonderful River, which went around on loop in my head all of last year. I think it was possibly my most played song on Apple Music. And yeah, it's definitely A tier because I played it so much. I really enjoyed it. And yeah, I love the end. Tim's vocals on this is fantastic. So it's a new old song. It's an old song that was not previously released. There might have been a demo out there somewhere hidden away that no one really got hold of. As I think it was featured on at one of their early editions of their website. But yeah, it was officially released finally for the 20th anniversary of Hopes and Fears. And I just really like it. So I'm going to put it in A tier. It's close to S tier simply because I played it so much last year. I think at the moment, it's probably A tier. Last year, it would have been S tier. More Matey, another one going into A tier, which was released last year officially. But we did have an unofficial release for many years. And it never really stood out to me. Out of like these unofficial releases like Emily and More Matey, a new one, these songs that we could only listen to on YouTube because the sort of demos had been leaked at some point or been released on some sort of demo disc that had been sent out there. But it never really did anything for me. However, last year when it was released, I really got into it. And I don't know if it was a slightly different version or a more cleaned up version that was released. But yeah, I really enjoyed it, listening to it a lot in 2024. And I'm going to put it in A tier. The other rarities, New One and Emily, I like New One. It's got, that was probably my favourite out of those three originally. It's probably my least favourite out of the three now, but I'm still going to put it in B tier. Is it C tier? I think Emily and New One are both B tier for me. I like Emily. I do. It's got a really good feel to it. Don't know why. Can't really put my finger on it. And I'd be interested if they one day would actually release these songs officially to the world. Just even if it's just on streaming services, just sticking out some rarities. That would be nice. So those are going in B tier for now. Let It Slide. Really good B-side. Good solid B-side for Is It Any Wonder, I think. I like it, but it's not my favourite Keane B-side. I know a lot of people love it, but it's still a really good song, and that's why it's going in B tier. I feel like it's better than all of these three, and maybe it should be A tier as a result. But then I'm thinking about some songs that I put in B tier on the first video that are comparable. I might have to move New One and Emily down realistically, but I do like Pot of Gold, and I'm going to keep that in B, because I listened to that a lot last year actually. One of the live versions, I can't remember which version. But yeah, I enjoyed that a lot last year. Let's go on to... So Hopes and Fears, there were so many B-sides and extra songs because obviously they'd built up this huge catalogue and it took them years to get where they wanted to be. And then they just released millions of B-sides on the singles. Fly to Me is definitely S tier. It's possibly Tim tier. I absolutely love this song. But is it up there with the likes of A Bad Dream and Atlantic that I put in that first video, Perfect Symphony, Sovereign Light Cafe? The Night Sky is. The Night Sky is up there for me. Fly to Me definitely at least S tier, as is Something in Me Was Dying, because I love the lyrics to that song. I really do. I mean, I love the music as well. For me, with Keane songs and songs in general, it's the music that has to do it for me first, and then eventually I'll listen to the lyrics. It took me many years to get into Keane lyrics. It was all about the music and Tom's voice rather than specific lyrics that made me fall in love with Keane. It was the music that drew me in. And as the years progressed, as I got older and hopefully a bit wiser, I paid more attention to the lyrics. A Heart to Hold You, likewise, S tier. Lyrically, brilliant. And I'd love them to release a proper studio version of that. There's a demo out there, which is really nice, which is more studio-esque, rather than this version, which is a live version they recorded for, I think, Radio 1 Live Lounge. But a stunning version nonetheless. But I'd love for them to do... If they haven't recorded a proper studio version of this, they need to do it. They really do. Of course, a lot of songs, aren't there? A lot of extra songs. Difficult Year, I absolutely love. That is S tier. It's one of my favourite songs from Cause and Effect. It was released before COVID, but I think it was a perfect song for 2020 lyrically. I love, it's epic. It's got this epic feel to it. It builds. And Tear Up This Town is also up there. I really, really love this song. I think it's in my top 10 Keane songs. It's unusual in the fact that it's a song that's only really attributed to Tim. I think he's the only one listed as the composer, because it really is a Tim song, but, you know, done by Keane. It was during their hiatus. Tom wasn't involved at all with Keane, but I think he might have even recorded his vocals separate from the rest of the band. I don't know if the band ever actually got together. I don't even know if Richard and Jesse were really involved in the song. I don't know much about it. I know it was basically a Tim song written for A Monster Calls, the film. But that's irrelevant, I suppose. It's more. This is about what I think of the song. But I'm just giving you some information. I'm going to put it in Tim tier because it's a top 10 Keane song in my eyes, and I'm thinking there's 10 spaces in total available in Tim tier, and I used 5 up in that first video. And there's potentially a few more here. There might only be one more, actually, that can go in. So I could potentially move. It doesn't matter. Tim tier doesn't have to have 10 in there. That doesn't matter at all. But a song that is going into Tim tier, I can promise you that, is Russian Farmer's Song. Incredible song. Absolutely incredible. I don't need to say any more. I don't need to explain my reasons. Those of you that love Russian Farmer's Song will know why it is in Tim tier. And those of you that maybe don't appreciate it, go and listen to it again. My Shadow. I think this is a favourite of a lot of people, and I absolutely loved this when it first came out. And I guess it was first released on the Japanese edition of Perfect Symmetry, and it was meant to be released for the film The Golden Compass, but it wasn't used. Another bit of information for you there. But over the years, it's kind of lost its magic a bit for me. But if I listen to it right now, I think it would still be good enough to be considered to be A tier. I just don't listen to it very much, but I still think it's an A tier song. It's between A and B. Like, I think for me, over the last few years, it probably has been B tier, but I'm going to put it in 80 because I know if I listen to it right now, I'd get into it and I'd be like, oh yeah, this is a great song. I just don't really think to listen to it for some reason. Strangeland, the song, is S tier, sorry, definitely. What a song. What a song. I mean, at the end, it's heart-wrenching. Took my baby away from me. Oh, blimey. Well, for that alone, it's just so intense at the end. I understand why they didn't stick it on the main album. I think it was given away free if you pre-ordered the album through iTunes. So it was actually the second song from Strangeland that I think we heard. Apart from, we'd heard Sovereign Light Cafe and Disconnected live. In terms of the actual recording, it was Silence by the Night, the single. And I think if you pre-ordered Strangeland, you got Strangeland's song. So in a way, I know a lot of people think, oh, why wasn't it included on the standard edition of Strangeland? But at the time, it kind of made sense the way they did it. And I think it's a depressing song. And Strangeland, the album on the whole, is fairly positive. There's obviously positive sounding, not necessarily lyrically. So I get why they didn't put it on there, and I think that was the right decision, but it's still an S tier song. Higher Than the Sun. I like it, but I prefer Won't Be Broken out of those 2 songs they released for the best of. I think I'm going to put it in B, whereas Won't Be Broken is S tier for me. I think it's a fantastic song, and I remember when they released it and I thought lyrically, oh, Keane, they're not splitting up, don't worry, they're not splitting up, this is a great song, and that lyrically it just means everything, they're staying together forever. And it then transpired that it probably wasn't going to be that way, and then obviously they got back together. But yeah, Won't Be Broken is an S tier song, great energy. Let's move on to See You Again. the extra song released with Keane on for Record Day, a Record Day release of Night Train a few years ago. You might not have heard it because it's not on streaming services, but it is on, I think it's on this YouTube channel, in fact. I think I've uploaded it, so you can go and listen to it. Weirdly, it can get stuck in your head when you listen to it, but in its very basic demo form, as it is, it's once again like Into the Light. Maybe if it had been released properly, it would be C tier, but I can only put it in D tier. It's fine, but it's not doesn't do a massive amount for me, and it's only Keane on the vocals as well. There's no Tom. Maybe that would have changed on an official release. Love Actually is going into S tier. You might be surprised by that, but this song means a lot to me personally because it was the release of it coincided with the birth of my daughter, round about the same time. So we listened to it a lot, and it's powerful stuff. Of course, a song that was written for the film Love Actually wasn't used, and I predicted on Twitter a few months before it was released that Keane would release this for the 20th anniversary of the film Love Actually, and that's what happened. I didn't have any inside knowledge, I just had a feeling that would happen, and it did, and it got released on the Hopes and Fears 20th anniversary thing as well, of course. Next up, we're going to go with Get Away From Yourself, another release on that album, Hopes and Fears 20. It's good. I did actually do a reaction video to my first ever listen of this on this channel on the day it was released, so that was quite enjoyable. First time I'd ever done something like that. It's I enjoy the song. I like Tim's vocals. It's a B tier song. It's better than C in my eyes. It's a good song. I listened to it a lot last year. Maybe eventually it might move down to C in the future, but for now it's definitely B. Wolf at the Door. I really like Wolf at the Door. Powerful song. I remember in sixth form, we had this old CD player, and I'd bring in some mixtapes but on CDs, and I stuck Wolf at the Door on there. Random Keane song mixed in amongst all other stuff, and a few Keane songs on there. And I do remember someone saying, this sounds like Keane, but not Keane at the same time, because obviously it's early Keane, so it's got Tom's distinctive vocals, but it's a guitar band. But it's a great song. I love the energy in that song. And another early Keane song that I'm going to put in 80 is Maps. I think it's a beautiful little song that doesn't get any attention, but I really love it. It might be also because I'm a geographer, so I like the name of the song, Maps. And another song that I'm going to put in A tier, The Happy Soldier. Yeah, I like it. I like how long it is. I do like a good long song. It's got some crazy noises at the end. It's a sort of tongue-in-cheek. It's not like Tim's other war songs at all, but it is kind of in a way, because the lyrics are sort of sounding slightly pro-war, but it's not pro-war at all. Of course, it's the opposite. I can't really think of the words to describe it, but yeah, I suppose it's about a sort of indoctrinated soldier in a way. He doesn't realise the horrors of war because he's been indoctrinated into that sort of mindset. That's my interpretation anyway. Let's move on to Alamond, which I did listen to in the car at the weekend. There's a couple different versions. There's the one on that was a B-side and also released on the best of, but then the version that was released on Hopes and Fears 20, not quite as powerful in my eyes, but it's still a nice version. I'd say it's B tier though, B tier for me. Whereas To the End of the Earth, both versions that we have available, I think there's a couple other live versions as well, but both main versions, studio versions, in my eyes are A tier. They're both equally good in different ways. I love the harmonisation of Tom and Tim on the version that was released recently on Hopes and Fears 20. I love the power and the speed of the one we're maybe a bit more familiar with, that was the B-side and also released on the best of. Both of them are A tier for me. Thin Air. I know this is a bit of a favourite amongst people. It's got a load of streams on Spotify, but it's never done a massive amount for me. It's a good song, but I know a lot of people will be putting it in A and S, but I'm going to put it in B. It's a good, solid Keane song. It's between B and C for me personally, but I'm going to sneak it into B just about, because I think it's better than these ones. So yeah, I'm just comparing them as well as I go along. Whereas Untitled 2 probably is a C tier. It's a pleasant song. Weirdly, it always makes me think of Toy Story. And I have no idea why, but I listen to this song and Toy Story, the first Toy Story film, pops into my head. And I can't explain it. That's just what happens. And it's a pleasant enough song. There's something quite delicate and lovely about it. But it's still not quite good enough for B tier for me. What else? Tidarian. Now, this is quirky. It's like house music, isn't it? I think is what it's described as. It's just him messing around on his computer, basically, isn't it? His music software. And I know a lot of people probably put it in D or F, but I quite like it. It's probably still C tier, but I happily listen to this song, that's for sure. A song that has become, that has gone up in my estimations in recent times, is He Used to Be a Lovely Boy. Tom's vocals on this are unbelievable. They really are. His voice has got stronger over the years, and I think in more recent times, I would say his voice is at his best. Since Cause and Effect, his voice is just unbelievable. But this is an earlier example of his voice being stunning. There's plenty of examples on the early Keane songs and on Hopes and Fears and stuff, but probably more and more recent releases. But yeah, is it S tier? It's at least A tier. It used to be probably B or C, to be honest, but it's definitely gone up to at least A tier. But in recent weeks, for me, it's gone up to S tier. So I'm going to put it in there. And another one that I'm going to put in S tier is Myth, which I don't think many of you will be surprised about, because it's a fantastic song. It always, I don't know, it's a song that I think would accompany some sort of war film. It makes me think of a heroic soldier fighting. I don't know why, it just does. And I think it would work well as a film soundtrack song, in my opinion. I'm stumbling over my words here, sorry. Okay, next up, I'm going to go with It's Not True. Lovely song, nice lyrics. What's the lyric about molecules? I really like, or atoms. Molecules or atoms? Every atom of my heart, that's it, is missing you. Yes, every atom of my heart is missing you. There we go. For that alone, it's at least B tier. It's not quite A tier for me, but I do like that song. Run With Me is also B tier. Quite unusual sounding. I can see why these songs were only bonus tracks / B-sides for Strangeland. The Boys, it's kind of catchy. It doesn't seem very Keane to me. For me, it's almost like a Take That song or something like that, and I don't mean that in a bad way necessarily. It's not as good as the other two. It's Not True and Run With Me. Obviously, definitely not as good as Strangeland, which is up there. I'm going to put it in C tier, The Boys. New Golden Age, B tier. Probably was C tier when it was released, but it's starting to grow on me a bit. Call Me What You Like. I quite like this song. I'm going to put it in C tier. It's a good song, not as good as Closer Now. There's like a longer version of this. It's potentially B, actually. I'm going to put it in C. The Way You Want It, I really like, is at least A tier. I really like that song. It's not quite S tier though. Walnut Tree, likewise A tier. Really like that song. Makes me think of just, I suppose because it's got walnut tree in it, but just sort of makes me think of waiting in a field for that person to meet me underneath the walnut tree. It's good imagery. Early Winter is S tier, I think. Now this, of course, is a song that Tim wrote for Gwen Stefani, and then Keane kind of covered it, but really it's a Keane song in a way because Tim wrote it. So it's kind of like a cover. And whenever I hear it, I'm suddenly addicted to it for weeks. So for that alone, it is S tier, which might surprise you that I've stuck that song in S tier. Surprising me sticking it in S tier. Like, technically then it's above Everybody's Changing, which was in A tier in the last video. But for me, in recent months, it is S tier. I think realistically, over the entire time I've been a Keane fan, it's probably more like A tier. But this is how I feel right now. This is how I feel right now. So it's going in S tier. We're coming to the end. Dirt is phenomenal. And I think right now it's S tier. But I can see it growing into Tim tier. So I'm going to anticipate the fact that one day in my eyes it's going to be Tim tier. So I'm going to put it in Tim tier. I think it's another fantastic example of Tim writing about conflict, war, humans hating each other, and the stupidity of that, and the sadness in that. I just think it's an incredible song, and I can see why it didn't make cause and effect because it didn't quite fit in. But I think if it had been stuck right in the middle of cause and effect, it would have been the equivalent of A Bad Dream on Under the Iron Sea, and it would have taken cause and effect to the next level. But maybe it just doesn't quite fit with the theme of cause and effect. So, and it's nice having an extra release, isn't it? But he could have saved that for the next album. If they wanted to do a sort of Under the Iron Sea type follow-up to cause and effect, Dirt could have been right in the middle of the next album. I think it's a really special song. I really do. So I'm going to put it in Tim tier. I'm talking myself into it. I'm sticking with Tim tier. Let's go back to Night Train. House Lights, it's fine. It feels a bit harsh putting in D tier because there's nothing wrong with it. But it's just a very short piece of music that they played before their Perfect Symmetry shows, I believe. It's fine. It's not a bad piece of music. It's nice. I've just realised I've forgotten a song which was released very recently on the Hopes and Fears Mexico City Live thing. See You Again. Because that's kind of like a new song. It's like a mashup of all Hopes and Fears. But if I was to rate that, I would put it in B tier. So let's imagine that See You Again's on here. I'm going to put that in B tier. I think I really like it. And I hope they release a proper version of that. I did actually tweet that out and also put it on Blue Sky. And Richard replied to me on Blue Sky and said, great idea. I will ask about doing that. So there's a possibility they're going to release See You Again without all the live Mexican fans screaming in excitement as Keane walked out onto the stage. So we might get that at some point on streaming services. Watch this space. So that would be B tier. So just imagine that's there. She Opens Her Eyes, I think, is a wonderful song. There's something about it I really like. It's going into A tier. I'm not going to go into any detail because the video is very long now. Maybe I can change. B tier. I don't think musically it's anything special. Or even lyrically. But there's something about it that's quite catchy. I don't know. Time to Go has... I never really liked it that... Well, I liked it, but it wasn't... I didn't consider it a great Keane song. But in recent times, I've really got into it. And it is very catchy. And it can go round in my head for hours when I listen to it. So it's going to go into A tier. Staring at the Ceiling, I probably preferred to Time to Go when it first came out. But it's fine. It's a B tier Keane song. It's a good solid B-side. Nothing spectacular. It could be C tier, but it's still a solid, catchy pop song. So it's going into B tier. Difficult Child, likewise, B tier. Listened to it in the car the other day, and I was trying to talk myself into, maybe this is A tier, but it's B tier. I think if I hadn't listened to it the other day, I probably would have thought, it's Difficult Child, it's a C tier song. But I really like it. So it's going into B tier for for that reason alone, because I listened to it on Saturday. November Day, A tier. Wonderful song. Beautiful, beautiful song. The other two songs from Dirt, I've not listened to it as much lately. Burning the Days, I absolutely loved when it first was released, but both of these, Nothing to Something and Burning the Days, I've just not really listened to much in the last 3 years. But I remember them being good, solid songs. I'm going to put them in B. Because I think if I listened to them right now, I would say, oh, these are B. This is going in B. In my head, I'm saying C, but I just know, once again, if I listen to them right now, they would go into B tier. Glass Bottles, I think, is B tier. Potentially A. I really like Glass Bottles. I think it is a good song, and I'd love to hear a proper full studio version of that song. I don't think we ever will. It's just in demo form. They recorded dozens of songs for Strangeland. This is from the Strangeland era, but released during the Cause and Effect era. They recorded a lot of songs. I think Tim wrote 90 plus songs for Strangeland, and they recorded quite a lot. I don't know if there's any more hidden away that they've never released. There potentially might be one day, but this is one that just didn't quite make it. I'm surprised they didn't record it properly to be alongside The Boys and Run With Me as a bonus track. I think Glass Bottles is better than both of those. The Boys is here, and where have I put Run With Me? Yeah. To be honest, I'd put it... I'm not putting these in order or anything, but if I was, I would put Glass Bottles above It's Not True and Run With Me, I think. But it's, yeah, B tier. So we've been left with 4 songs from the Night Train EP, and Back in Time, I really liked it when it came out, and I think I remember watching or listening to an interview of Richard who said it had a bit of a James Bond type feel to it. I can see what he means there. It's not quite... It's going to be C tier. It's better than Itch and Dention if I was ranking them in order. Is it B tier? If I listen to it right now, would I say this? No. It's different though. It's different. On another day, I'd be putting it in B tier. Stop for a minute. I am going to put in B tier. I was addicted to this when it first came out. I really liked it, and I still like it. But it's not up there with an A tier and the S tier songs. Whereas looking back, out of the 2 Keane songs, I'm losing the ability to talk. I've been talking for ages. Looking back, I'm putting A tier. I really like it. I'm not ashamed to say I really like Looking Back. I like it more than Stop for a Minute. Your Love, I'm putting in B tier. I know a lot of people love this. I think a lot of people like it simply because it's Tim on vocals, and that was new. Tim's obviously done vocals on demos, and he featured on main vocals on Sunshine and Untitled 1 alongside Tom, alternating. But a whole song sung by Tim, released officially, that was something new and novel. And I liked it too for that reason. It could be... I did listen to it a couple times last year and think, oh yeah, this is bouncy. It's bouncy. But I'm going to put it in B tier. So this is the final list. Technically, there is a space if I was thinking of Tim tier as a top 10 Keane songs. From that first video, what was the song that it probably would have been Untitled 1 actually being promoted to Tim tier. Thinking about it. As in my current top 10. Current / all-time top 10, sort of, it does move around a bit, but what do you think? Let me know in the comments. These videos are difficult because there'll be people that says Into the Light is one of the best Keane songs ever. It should be in Tim tier. I'm disliking this video for that reason. So I can't please everyone. There's going to be people that just do not agree with me at all. And that's fine. That's the beauty of music. We all have different opinions. But yeah, this is my Keane tier list for all their B-sides and extras. Let me just... Can I move myself out the way a second? Oh, I'm moving the wrong thing. Let's move myself out the way. I can't move myself out the way. I'm trying to move myself out the way. I'm failing miserably. There we go. Just so you can see. There we go. I'm back again. Yeah, so hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already. As I said in the last video, I'm thinking about making a video per song, which would take forever, and I can't promise I'm going to do it. But once again, if you're interested in that, please let me know. You can tweet me, you can message me on Blue Sky, or in the comment section below, of course. Thank you for watching. It means a lot. I will see you when I see you. I'll see you on the other side.